Here are some of the things that I need you to start paying attention to that you are doing in your career, and you need to absolutely stop doing them. Number one is gathering information and knowledge you do not intend to act on. So you're going for those conferences, you're listening to those podcasts, reading those books, and you're getting coached and trained, but you're not putting it into action, or you do not plan to put it into action. You just want to mark attendance and go for the trainings and go for the TED Talks and read the books. But when it comes to actually putting them into action, there is no plan for that. That is really reducing the extent of your power. You know how we say information is power or knowledge is power? Knowledge isn't power, it's applied knowledge that is power, and that will help you thrive in your career. So remember that very much as you go along. Another thing is this: just getting certifications for the sake of getting certifications, you never can tell the future. I fell into that trap myself. Please, I get the insurance aspect of it, and I get the part that if you know that for a fact you're going to be needing it in the future, but in the moment, the question is, what do you need in your career? You've met me now. Your career is no longer something that you take for granted or you just run anyhow. You need a plan for your career, and for each phase of your career, you need a targeted approach, including the approach for getting certified to remain qualified for the work that you do. Okay, so don't just get information and knowledge for the sake of getting it, because don't forget, you're wasting I don't want to use the word waste, but resources are involved in this, in your own time, your family's money, and all of that is involved in this thing. So you need to be very articulate when it comes to how you gather knowledge for the sake of your career growth. The next one is you pursuing a career that you definitely know that there is no future in it. You know there is no future. You know it's not something you enjoy and you cannot build a future around. The question is, why do you keep building it? If you know for a fact that there's no future in it, then why not start thinking about the one you would enjoy and start thinking of transition? Okay. Another one is encouraging bullies to take swipes at you. Number one, if you're not ready to have quite awkward conversations, you will remain bullied. If someone has bullied you before, open the lines of communication and go and have those chats. They will be awkward, but go and have those chats. Do not encourage anyone to keep bullying you. It may look like, let me let them go, let me let them be. This is impacting you mentally. You may not know, it may not be out there, you may not see it like that, but it is affecting you. It is affecting your confidence level, your self-esteem level, and whatever it is you can, and it's going to impact your work at the end of the day, and you do not want that. Okay, so think about that. Being assertive about the things you know nothing about is another thing I really want you to stop. Ignorance has aroma. If you don't know it, say you don't know it. Okay, don't fabricate things on the go. The higher you go in your career, the more accurate you need to become as you have conversations. The more accurate you need to become. So if you know that something you have said, you are not absolutely sure about it, say that. Because you don't want people not trust you. So the next time you're saying something, people are like, do we need to check that is correct? Okay, so don't think you're going to keep taking swings, saying things you don't know anything about. You don't know, in that room, someone who knows more than you, maybe in that room. So when you are going or saying all those things you know nothing about, people are going to call you out. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Knowing that you should do something, knowing what to do, but you don't do it anyways. Why? I mean, I know I've mentored hundreds of career professionals, so I know this thing. You know what to do to change your life right now. You know what to do to change your career right now, but you're not doing it. Why? Take action, right? Do the things that you need to do. Get up and take action. Okay? Don't make coffee and go back to bed. Make coffee and sit on the table and get the work that you need to do. Get it done. Okay, so if you know the things you need to do, you know you need to have a conversation, you know you need to put a meeting in the diary, you know you need to understand that transaction, you know you need to understand that policy, you know you need to understand that report, you know you need to prepare an agenda before that meeting. Please do the things that you need to do. Okay? Asking your team members or the people you work with to go deep dive into the work, but you stand afar off. And this is impacting a lot of professionals in their career, especially those that are becoming middle management and above. You will leave your teams, you will expect them to do all the work. You just step in, you just come, do wishy-washy things, speak, go away. That if your team is going through something, you should be there with them, coaching them, guiding them, directing them, and encouraging them. If you really truly want to be a leader that makes impact and that influences others to act, okay? So don't just leave your team, or you have a business, you have a small business, don't just leave your team to go and do stuff while you stand afar off, expecting a miracle to happen, okay? You are currently ignoring your talent. You know you've got all of these skill sets that you could develop, you have this talent that you could build out. You complain that you're not doing it, and you're still not doing it. You have it. It is innate. People that are half as talented as you are making waves with the little that they have, but you have buried your own talent and you're complaining about it. Personally, I don't like people wasting my time. So if I've had one or two conversations with you and you're telling me about how you are worried that you're not being your use is not being, you're not being maximized or utilized at work, blah, blah, blah. We've had a lot of conversations around that, and you know the things to do to maximize your own time and potential. And we've had conversation once, twice, and you're not doing anything. We are not going to have the third conversation, because if you know what you need to do, then just about sit down and get it done. Okay? If you're not building additional skills that will help you thrive in your environment, environments differ, especially for those changing their jobs. So you're changing your jobs, or you just changed the location, moved countries and all of that. New skills, new places, new skills. There are some places you go, there is almost zero need to manage anybody. There are some places you work, you need managing people is a whole KPI. Not because it is a written KPI, but for you to thrive in that environment, you must know how to walk your way around people. So that is a skill you need to learn. The first thing you're thinking is, hey, does already have a video about managing people? Or can I find a video about managing office politics or this on the... That's just the fact. So when you get into a new place, a new environment, when you transition, you need to calm down, observe the place and say, okay, what are they doing here? And what skill sets do I need to manage this place? So in some places it's project management. Like I work with different people as bosses on different engagements and projects. And I know that in some teams we are all about project management. In another team, we're all about managing the clients. Like it depends on what the top driver is based on our experiences from the past. So when I get on a team and it's about project management, and the kind of project management is even like there is a defined type we need to do, I don't know how to do it or whatever, immediately I know that is the thing I need to be on top of. So you need to be agile from that perspective. Okay, so so hopefully building additional skills that will help you thrive in an environment is very, very important. The next one is you running off at the slightest scale of difficulty. So you've come across a difficult situation, right? You've come across a difficult situation, and the first thing that comes to your mind is drop it for your boss and go away. Then how do you learn? Then how do you improve? Then how do you say, I've done this before? And every single day right now in my career right now, I see how my availability 2 years ago to resolve a tough issue is becoming relevant for me now. Like I'm so grateful that I was patient to learn this 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I'm so patient that I did this project 1 year ago. Now I know exactly what to do now. But if you're running away, something is difficult. The question is, anything that is difficult can be explained What is the explanation I need to have now that brings me up to speed as to what's going on here? That is the first thing. Next thing is, what do I do? Then start talking to people around you who may have gone through the same situation and see what they did differently and see how you can rejig that to suit you. Okay? So stop running off, okay? Another one is not being intentional about what you want in the next 12 to 18 months. So when I ask you, what do you want right now for the next 12 to 18 months? I know what I want in my career for the next 12 to 18 months. Look, I may not know what I want in the next 5 years, or I know what I want, but I don't know where I will land because life happens, things happen, new things happen that changes the landscape and all of that. For the next 12 months, in the next 18 months, what do you absolutely want for your career? Okay, you need to think about that and you need to do it. If you're not thinking about it, then something is not right. So you need to know, you need to write it, you need to make it tangible, you need to put numbers to it. In the next 18 months, I want to become a manager. In the next 12 months, I want to become a manager. So if I want to become a manager, what do I need to start doing? Do I need to start asking for more responsibilities? Do I need to start having those conversations that will help me? Okay, do I need to start working on new projects? Do I need to be seen more? Do I need to work on my visibility? Okay? So, be intentional about what you want. Okay? Refusing to invest in yourself and others. When it comes to you and your career, you need to invest in yourself. You need to invest 100% in yourself. How do you even do that? You need to invest in yourself. Money should not be an item when it comes to investing in yourself. Buy those books, listen to those podcasts, read all those reports before you go to those meetings. The answers that you're looking for, they're written. That email has been in your inbox for days now. You've not read it, and you need that email for that next meeting that you're going in to invest in yourself. You also need to learn to invest in others as well. You have younger, junior team members. That the things you know, you need to pass it on to them. What kind of leader are you that you just want to be the one who knows everything? The world has moved past that. A machine knows everything that you know right now. So why would you think anything that you know is ever so special that people cannot get off the internet or get off from somewhere? So for you to make yourself more relevant, you need to create a process of system of putting everything you know here into a workable system and teaching it to your junior team members. If you're not doing that, you're not doing something right. Okay? Not doing what your God tells you to do. This one is so simple. When your God tells you to do something, do it. Right now, as I'm making this video, right now, I am having a mini regret about something my God told me to do that I did not do a couple of months ago, like a month ago. Right now, as I'm making this video, I tell you, my God told me to do something. I don't do this often, but in that case, I don't know. So as I'm telling you, when your God tells you to do something, it's because there is a connection between you today and you in the future to help you not have those regrets. I'm telling you, life story. And I know you have your own stories as well, of when your God says, do that thing, and you refuse. And then you enter into that meeting. Like your God tells you, prepare an agenda for that meeting, prepare an agenda, you don't. You don't go into the meeting. The first question they're asking you in that meeting is, where's the agenda? Listen to your God. The answer is within you. So listen to your God, okay? When you start thinking and acting like everybody is better than you, I don't know what you are on about. Who is better? Oh, nobody is better than you. You are who you are. You are I am the Bukola. Nobody is better than me. I know I'm not better than anybody, but I'm just right for myself. And I'm right for my career. And I'm right for everything that I'm doing. Right? I'm right for it. So when you're acting like everybody is better than you, then you put yourself in a situation, you will act in line with that. Because obviously your thoughts spirals into your actions. So you start acting in line with that. And then it's so obvious that people are better than you. And then when it comes to talks about progression, promotion, opportunities, salary increases, all the good things will be taken above your head. Like you are not in the mix. You are not in the conversation at all. Okay? Saying that you can't play office politics. Obviously, people people think about office politics from the very negative perspective. But when you come in, as long as people are in a place, it is political. And I don't know why. This is just a fundamental thing. It's like having a community that has no leader, or people vying to be leaders of that community. How does it, or people trying to get opportunities to lead others, to serve others, and the rest. So as long as there are people in an organization, there will be need to manage people. I don't know how else to say it. There will be need. Don't play dirty games. Just build genuine relationships with people and make sure those relationships come back to work for you. You will need it. You will need those relationships. I've been in my career for over a decade. I know that you need people. And if you're not ready, if you're like, I'm just here to work, you can't go far. You can't travel far. There are some opportunities in your organization right now that those who are just working can never get to, because for those opportunities to be filled, people need to support you. Do you understand that? Yes. For those opportunities to be filled, people need to say, I trust her to do this role. I trust her to do this role. She's ready to do this role. Yes, that's how it works. And for you to win a game, you have to know the rules of the game. So when people are saying, oh, I can't play, but I don't know what you, honestly, I don't agree with that. Because if you're in a place, you have to learn to manage the people. In that place, you have to learn to manage the people. And you have to learn to build genuine, the key word is genuine relationships. Help people, support people, help them get to a perspective that their journey doing their work is less painful because you are involved. It's less painful because you're involved. Okay? So, if you do that for people, when it's time, when those opportunities arise, they will be like, oh no, I just already will do it. Besides, you'll be top of mind for them. When opportunities come, before they think about another person, they will first think about me, that I'm supporting them, helping them, being there, having chats, having conversation, trying to help. Okay? So all those, I don't know how to manage people. I don't know. We learn it. Nobody. I was not born with managing people. You'll learn it. It's learnable. So you'll learn it and you can figure it out. Okay? Shying away from awkward conversations. I don't even know how you want to grow in your career. You will have awkward conversations. You have conversations where you make big mistakes, big tattoo-like mistakes that will impact your boss. You will make mistakes. They will talk to you. You will make mistakes. You will, things will go wrong and things will go right. Okay? So you must just develop that muscle of having those tough conversations, and you would want to ask for things like you want to ask for promotion, you want to ask for salary increase, you want to show that, oh, you're doing more than 6 months ago, so you deserve more. So how do you want to have those conversations if you don't want to have awkward conversations? If you want to grow in your career, you will learn it. With your sweaty palms, with your shaky voice, you will go and have those conversations. Okay? Yeah. So, not building alliances and relationships with people to thrive your organization, partly with the things I've talked about before. Half of your work is building relationships with people. Half, 50%. The remaining 50% is doing your work job. Half of your KPI is people. Half is doing your work. Take this from me. It's half. So don't just say, oh, all I'm doing is work. People will be talking, going for office happy hour, doing all those things. You are not interested in that. It's just your work. Well, let me caveat it. If you don't, I don't expect that anybody who is really interested in their career and really wants to be their career will be watching this video anyways. I don't think so. I don't think anybody who just wants their career to go on autopilot will be watching this video. But if you are truly interested in your career, then this is for you. You will build those relationships. Start by saying hello. Start by saying hello. Start from there. And start by asking them, how did their weekend go? Start from there. Then you will start finding areas where you can relate with people and talk to them. Okay? But start by saying hello. Before you know it, you start building those relationships. When they are talking, listen. When they tell you about, that's child's birthday, they're this, they're that, they tell you their own birthday, keep the date on their birthday, wish them happy birthday. That's it. Small things. You don't need to do anything big. Before you know it, you begin to get to be top of mind for them. Okay? If you are letting your career run on autopilot, like you don't have a plan, you don't have strategy, you are just working for an employer and that's about it, boring, then you're doing something wrong. Okay? So you need a plan. Say, okay, what is my plan for my career? Where am I headed? In this phase of my career, where am I going? What's the strategy? When it comes to my daily tasks, what is my strategy? How do I want to ensure that I have good work-life balance? What is my strategy of making sure I'm doing the right piece of work? Right? So you must don't make your career autopilot. That's not going to help you. Okay? Reading the same books that everybody reads, you are going to be saying the same thing everybody says. And you're going to be thinking like everybody thinks. And there's going to be no differentiation between you and your peers. You can't be reading the same book everybody reads. You can't be. If you keep reading the same book everybody reads, you're not going to have new insights. And you're not going to have, nothing is going to differentiate you from others. If you want to be differentiated, you get into the habit of reading books that people don't typically pick up. And then you help yourself get better. And then you do the things others don't do. Those reports that people just skim through, you take your time to read it. Those extra mile that people would never ever do, you go on it. And before you know it, you are worlds apart from your peers. Okay? Thinking and acting like you don't deserve to have financial freedom. Your career pays you. Okay? Will continue to pay you. As long as you remain marketable and your market value keeps shooting up, you can have financial freedom. So don't think that you have to every day of your life work for somebody. Start managing your money. Start doing all the things that will make you financially free at the time that you are proposed to be financially free. And if doing something on the side supports this mission, by all means, put in the hours and do it because you deserve to be financially free. Okay? If you don't define what success looks like for you, you'll be chasing the dream of other people, whether or not it is right for you. So what does success mean for you? For me, success in my career may mean me, progressing into the next grade, me making some transition. It may mean different things. For some people, it may just mean that they have good work-life balance. They have time for their family while earning the amount they're earning and staying in the place they are. But you must define it and you must put numbers to it so that it is easy to measure if you're successful or not. So you need to define what success means for you. Okay? Once competition comes up, you have gone. Once somebody, maybe a new staff is employed in your organization to support you even sometimes, or a peer, just because your workload is a lot, so they employ someone to support you, you just zone out. You don't give as much as you used to give before. You just go away. Why? If someone comes up, do your own thing. Let them do their own thing. Be authentic. A lot of people, the reason is they don't trust themselves enough. Be authentic. Don't go away at the slightest emergence of competition. Competition is part of life. It is what it is. So if you are not hardwired, in small competition, you've gone into extinct. So you must pay attention to that. And competition is good for the soul, because you will then know that you can break more bounds. Competition is good for the soul. Okay? If you're not playing the game of sustainability and relevance, you're doing something wrong. You must continue to think, how do I remain relevant in this place? How do I sustain my relevance in this place? And that is the value that I currently give. How can I 10x the value? How can I solve more important problems? The skill set I have now is solving 5 important problems. How can I increase the quantity of the problems I solve, 10x my value, and then, so you must play the game of relevance. Okay, how can more important people see me? How can I get involved and be in the middle of what is important in this place? Those are the kind of questions you need to ask. So those are the things that you may need to pretty much stop doing if you were doing them before, and focus on what is right for you, and you will definitely see your life and career transform. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I'm sure you enjoyed it and you learned something during the course of watching this video. If you liked everything you saw, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification so you can get notified every time a new video is dropped, to inspire and spur you to take action. Also, like, share and comment so that others can also see this and benefit from it. Thank you, and see you in the next one.